What's up guys, it's Cobalt here and welcome back to another video. Today I am talking about the AI situation with Littlest Pet Shop. I'm going to start the first couple minutes of the video just giving a brief synopsis on everything that you actually need to know in case you don't want to watch the full thing, because the bulk of this video I recorded a few days ago and I was very upset, and most of this is just generally a rant about AI. So feel free to skip the rest of it after I say that, or just watch this at 2x speed. I literally do not care, it's up to you. I also want to add that this is not me trying to take responsibility for things that some company does and trying to cover their asses. I'm not doing that. A lot of people want to know what's going on, and this is the information that I know that I feel like I can share with you now. Because the way our community operates and the way we all stand up for each other and always want to speak out on behalf of artists, if this continues, there is really no going back from this. But basically, there's a new series of Littlest Pet Shops at Five Below. There are 4 pets associated with this set: a cat, a wolf, a fox, and a lion. And on the back of the packaging, unfortunately, the lion and the fox, as you can see here, the picture representing them on the back of the package is actually AI generated and not a real image or official artwork. So this is upsetting for a lot of reasons, and I brought this up to Basic Fun along with the rest of the ambassadors, and we urged them to hold a meeting with us, which we did, which is also why I wanted to re-record the intro and outro of this video, just so I can collect my thoughts a little bit better and hone in on those key points that I need to let you guys know about, especially now that I have this additional information. So we asked what the reasoning was, and we were told that there were last minute changes that needed to be made to the packaging design, and with the resources that they currently had available, the only option was to create a new 3D render through a software that essentially enhanced a low quality image with AI and created this new AI generated image. Now, personally, I still don't really understand why that was necessary, because they could have easily hired an illustrator and just done a drawn design on the back, considering the fact that clearly it doesn't really matter that the images of all 4 pets are kind of in different styles. And I have a ton of issues with AI in general, which is what this video is mostly going to be discussing, but I just wanted to add in the extra bit of the reason why this was used. We explained to them that nobody in the community likes the use of AI or wants it to continue. And while we as ambassadors do see some behind the scenes products and behind the scenes sneak peeks and things like that that can't really be shared online, none of it has ever contained anything that hinted at AI usage, because we absolutely would have brought that to the community's attention. And I honestly find that it is pretty difficult to have a conversation that doesn't just go in circles with people who don't fully understand the implications of AI and argue that it's simply just a tool. Because honestly, the way that I view it, it's more of a crutch and a way to take the easy road out. And that's usually people who are in a generation above us and who maybe aren't so online where they see more of the effects of it all the time. So it seems like soon, hopefully, the official Littlest Pet Shop Instagram account run by Basic Fun is going to be releasing a statement on this and hopefully an apology. And I really hope that's actually going to happen. So we'll see. We're pushing for it. We're hoping for it. All of the artwork and the voices that people are sharing is very important right now. So don't stop being proactive. The more and more people who speak up against AI, the more likely there is going to be a change. While AI was used in this scenario on the packaging, that does not mean that it is used in the designing of the actual pets themselves. A lot of people have often accused the designs of being AI generated, or even the new molds being AI generated, and I think a big reason for that is because they're very symmetrical. Like, you can tell that the 3D models were made using a symmetry tool, and a lot of the designs were also made using a symmetry tool, and AI is usually very symmetrical and very polished looking, so I think that could possibly be a case. But again, take that with a grain of salt as you will. I'm just reiterating things that I was told personally. So I'm trying to do everything that I can to make the community's voice heard, but that doesn't always mean that it will. So the reason why I'm still sharing the video that I originally recorded, which is what you're going to be listening to after this, is because I think that it's really important to, understand how people feel about AI when things like this happen. I mean, a lot of what I say in this video is pretty raw and just me going off the top of my head. And yes, it was actually recorded at 1 in the morning because I could not sleep because this was bothering me so much. And if you guys have similar feelings, please go ahead and voice them down below in the comments as well. There's also a portion of this video where I do apologize for some things that I think I have handled poorly past in regards to me being an LPS brand ambassador. So there's that as well. Without further ado, I guess we'll just get into it. Hey guys, it's Cobalt here. Welcome back to another video. It is currently 1 in the morning. I can literally show you. 1:30 a.m. And I can't sleep because this is obviously keeping me up at night, and since I've kind of been processing things in my brain for the last couple hours, I thought that this would be the best time to start recording this video. But obviously I'm uploading it a few days later, but this is really important for me to talk about, and I feel like I've had to be quiet on certain things and I just don't want to do that anymore. So I'm gonna be as transparent as I possibly can. And before I continue rambling with what I'm already saying, the point of this video is that in one of the latest Wave 5 Littlest Pet Shop Shop sets. They've very clearly and very blatantly used AI, an AI generated image on the back of the packaging for one of the artworks of the LPS, and this just like upsets me so much to no end that I wanted to make this video that's kind of like a little bit of a rant and a little bit of a vent, but it's important to talk about because most people have only been speaking about this on Instagram, and I've been pretty quiet on Instagram, but I thought that bringing it to YouTube would help it reach a bit of a wider audience, I guess. But anyways, that aside, let's get into it. So transparency is out of the way, as transparent as I can possibly be. I have been an LPS ambassador for 2024 and 2025 for the full years. At the end of December, I signed my new contract for 2026, and I have obviously already submitted some content for this contract. And if I had known about this before signing the contract, I probably wouldn't have signed the new contract, but I'm also not in a very financially secure place right now, and my job as an LPS ambassador has really helped me achieve some financial security, at least to pay my rent every month. And I don't know if that's something that I can terminate practically, and I feel really bad about it because I feel like, now this position is kind of put me in a place where I feel like I'm betraying my friends and people that I really care about. Especially if I do stick with my contract for the full year of 2026, I'll probably really only be making G7 videos for the contract and not really doing as much of that outside of it as I have been doing, which is really unfortunate because G7 LPS has been awesome. Like it's re-sparked people's love for Littlest Pet Shop, got new people into the community and reunited the community, and there's been so many new faces popping up and so many new creative things, which has been so cool. I feel like I'm already kind of losing track of things that I wanted to say. Something else that I wanted to bring up before I go a lot more in depth on the AI situation is do not let this be the reason that you feel bad about collecting G7 LPS. If you already have a G7 collection, maybe those are the only Littlest Pet Shops you have, please do not feel bad about it, and please do not harass people for that. I don't think there's anything wrong with you continuing to use these Littlest Pet Shops as characters in your video, or even to use one of these G7 LPS as your mascot. Please do not feel bad about that, especially because people who have discovered Littlest Pet Shop through G7 are most likely kids, and I just don't want that to be like weighing on their conscience because they feel bad about owning these toys, okay? I'm also scared that this is gonna like put some rift in the community and basically like kill LPS Tube again. I don't want that to happen either. Like I want us to keep this momentum and continue being here and continuing to exist and support each other. And I'm really proud for people who have been speaking up about all these things and using their platform to be a voice for other members of the community. Like that's really, really cool. And I'm sorry if I haven't been that person or I haven't let myself be that person recently, because that wasn't my intention. I think the last thing that I want to say before I go again more in depth into the AI situation is some of my Instagram posts were in collaboration with the Littlest Pet Shop account, and so since they're collab posts, they show up on both accounts and people can comment them from both accounts basically. And there was a lot of people leaving comments saying like anti-AI stuff before the AI stuff actually came out, and like trying to hold the people accountable for the things that they should be held accountable, and trying to get people to release a statement basically. Again, sorry that I have to be vague because I, again, am under contract and under NDAs that I don't want to risk breaching or anything like that. But I did delete some of those comments because I was viewing them as comments on my posts and not comments also on the LPS account as a whole. I understand that they were directed to Littlest Pet Shop Official and not to me, but seeing those comments made me feel really bad, and so I just didn't want to see them on what I was viewing as my post on only my account, when in actuality it's on both, and I understand that those comments were meant to be part of the bigger picture. And I'm fully willing to admit that I should not have deleted them, and I should have had your back and supported you for posting those comments. So if one of your comments got deleted by me, I am sorry about that. Okay, so more in depth into the AI situation. So this is a new G7 LPS, Purple Lion, that I mentioned in some previous videos that I was really excited for, and I know a lot of people were. I love the Lion LPS. I think this design is really, really cute. And I'm not gonna go out here and say that this design was made with AI, because I don't think that it was. It's such a simple design that I have to believe that it was just designed by someone. And that being said, like, regardless of what I'm about to tell you, there are lots of people who work here that are artists that do stuff for them. The person who designs the interior artwork for the packaging, that is a person that is not done with AI. The work on the commercial was done by real people, not AI. But here is the back of the packaging, and very clearly right off the bat. Everybody can see the image of the lion, and I feel like a lot of us just instantly know that that is an AI generated image because it has what I'm going to call AI face. Like it doesn't look right, and it has the style that a lot of other like cartoony AI images have followed, especially if they're trying to mimic that weird like Pixar Disney style and making it like like a cute little animal. I don't know. Like looking at it disgusts me to no end. And so that was very blatantly obvious. Here's another photo that I screenshotted from an Instagram story just to show a comparison in case for whatever reason you are skeptical. It's just clearly not like an image of the actual figurine, and it's very clearly just not even a 3D model of it either because it is so different. The cat and the wolf do look like actual 3D renders and not AI generated. The fox I thought was that case as well, but upon closer inspection, it also looks very AI generated. I'm wondering if maybe it was generated with a different AI software because it appears to be in a different style and looks a little bit more true to the actual Littlest Pet Shop, but I don't know for sure. I really don't know how AI softwares work because I hate AI so much in literally every form. I refuse to use things like Chat GPT or reading the Google AI overview or like any AI help on any software because I just don't want that in my life and I don't want to associate myself with that. And now I'm worried that like I'm forever going to be associated with that because I feel like right now I don't have a choice, which is not true. I know that I have a choice, but I am scared to let go of this thing that I have, and I'm sorry that that's how I feel, but that is the truth. So I guess going forward, I'm unsure what I want to do in regards to G7 content. Obviously, there's still so much LPS content that I can make that doesn't have to be related or affiliated. I love my G7 LPS collection and I will continue to make videos with them, but it's a matter of will I buy more new products? And the answer is right now, no. And which is sad because like I said, I really wanted that lion. I think he's a beautiful pet, but I don't want to buy something that has AI so blatantly on it. And it even looked like, at least on the package image, it looks like the card has an AI image as well, which I think makes me even more upset. I think AI is horrible for so many reasons, which I also want to talk about in this video. It's not just for the fact that it takes away jobs from artists and 3D modelers and photographers and a whole bunch of other people and creatives, but it's just dangerous, especially for kids, and I feel like I shouldn't be alone in that opinion. There's two different ways to look at why that's the case as well. For starters, educationally, I think it's incredibly dangerous. It's giving these kids access to something that, for example, can just write an essay for them. It gets rid of any need for critical thinking or problem solving, which is so important for people to know, especially the critical thinking part. Like, that's a huge step to like becoming a real person with real thoughts and real life experiences and learning how to be introspective and figuring out things about the world around you. You need to be a critical thinker to do that and to respect other people. You can't just have like a robot or a chatbot do all this for you. It's isolating people and people who are, trying to become friends with this software. Like, don't even get me started on AI psychosis and things like that. But back to how it is dangerous for children specifically, and this is an issue with AI in general, not related to the main point of this video. Most people just aren't aware of it, so I thought that it was important to bring up as well, just to add more context to my rant and why I'm so mad about this. There are AI bots. I know I'm not on Twitter, but there was some kind of scandal on Twitter with the AI bot for that social media making not safe for work images of minors, which is so messed up. I don't even need to explain to you why that is horrible and wrong and disgusting. And that's just, what I'm automatically going to associate with AI is all this messed up stuff that it does and creates. AI has also always been built on the basis of art theft and stealing from other people without taking any accountability or facing any repercussions from copyright, which is also something that I have a huge problem with. My biggest joy in life is making art. That is why I am alive, to make things and to tell stories, and my life is just so aligned in a way where I have decided to do that through the use of Littlest Pet Shop. LPS has changed my life no matter whoever owns them, Littlest Pet Shops are the reason why I'm an artist, are the reason why I'm a filmmaker, are the reason why I'm literally a person speaking to you right now. I don't even know what my life would be like if I was never introduced to these things as a child, and that's a whole other can of worms and a discussion for another video that maybe I'll talk about someday. It's honestly very personal, but I don't know. I'm absolutely rambling at this point, so I hope that things that I've said have been informative, have cleared the air. I completely understand if, my choice to keep my contract offends you for any reason. You are totally entitled to that opinion, because honestly, like, I don't really know how to feel about it myself, and it's the decision that I'm making. I feel like I haven't really found myself in a place like this before, because, if I knew from the start that AI was so heavily involved, then I would have said no. And I do fully believe that it was not involved from the start. Like wave one, I think that's pretty safe to say that it was untouched. I think, a lot of other things were as well. And I don't want to fully generalize the whole wave of products either, even in wave five, where we are now obviously seeing it on this one specific package. Don't know if it's going to appear anywhere else. But besides the point, like, there are still things here that are designed and modeled by real people, and I don't want to discredit that, because those are artists and people trying to make a living with their job as well. But at the end of the day, I have absolutely been ignorant to certain things, and I'm willing to admit that and apologize for it. It does kind of piss me off a little bit that in general we've now reached a state where AI is just everywhere, where it even gets to the point sometimes where people are like, oh, that has to be AI. This is so bad, so it has to be AI. And it's like, no, sometimes people can just make bad things. People can just be bad writers and bad artists, and that's fine, but you don't need to like put them down by saying it's AI. But at the same time, maybe it is almost better to assume and wait to be proven wrong, rather than, hope that people have everyone's best interest in mind and then find out that they don't, and then feel like you've been betrayed and then you don't know what to do. So I think ultimately what I'm trying to say is I hope that this doesn't taint the Littlest Pet Shop community. Obviously it has tainted the reputation, but the LPS community exists because of us. We would still be here without this reboot. I guess give me some advice down below in the comments. Like, I have some unboxing videos and stuff that I filmed. I have, unopened LPS sitting right in front of me right now, and it's like, do I still film those? Do I still post those videos? Do you still want to see that? I've had a lot of fun making videos about like the leaks and like new products that are coming soon, and I would love to keep doing that, but I don't know if I should. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that, please. I could continue to do them, but just, view it from a different lens and speak about it more critically, I suppose, and be more transparent, because I did not know that AI was being used at all, even though some people were speculating. I had no idea that it was being used. It was never said to me at all, and that is me being 100% transparent. But now, obviously, we can so clearly see it on the packaging, which pisses me off on another level, because it's like, that just looks so unprofessional. You have like these 4 images on the back that are essentially drawn in like 4 different art styles. Obviously generated image is not drawn, but they're portrayed in 4 different art styles, 2 of which are incredibly misleading to the real product, which is another reason why I've had an issue with the ES and the KX situation, because I feel like it's misleading and you don't know what you're gonna get. And at least for me, like, I would want to change that and have it better reflect my product. So I don't really understand what the thought process was and who thought that was okay. And I know that a lot of this is like based on higher ups and shareholders. Everybody wants to use AI because we're all in the AI bubble right now. And it's not isolated to this one incident. So many companies and brands are using AI in designs, in logos, in posters, in videos, and it's really disheartening to see, as somebody who is a creative myself and somebody who loves to see other people's art. Now half the stuff on my feed is just AI that I don't want to look at because it's ugly, and it makes me feel sick to my stomach when I see it because it's just so uncanny and awful. And now it's almost 2 a.m. and I'm still yapping about this, and I don't even really know what I'm saying, but I just know that this makes me so mad and so upset and so frankly just disappointed. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, that's the main word that describes how I feel. Disappointed in the fact that this happened, and disappointed in myself, because I guess I thought that I had a bigger voice than I did, and that I thought that more people would listen to me, and I thought that this would just resolve itself instead of getting worse, which it has in my opinion. So I know I literally posted a G7 unboxing video earlier this week as well, and that was a pre-scheduled post that, I went through all the work of editing 30 minutes of footage, so I decided to keep it up, but going forward, my content that is G7 related will be a little bit different, and I feel like most of what I'm probably going to do with that is focus on customizing videos, but I don't want that to make it seem like I'm changing the rest of my content, because I still want to make LPS videos. I love making videos and YouTube videos and Littlest Pet Shop content and all that, and I am so grateful for your guys' support. It means so much to me, like you don't even know. I don't know where I would be right now without that and without you guys. So thank you so much. All right, so here's me again, recording at the same time as I recorded the new intro, now recording a new outro. Thank you guys for listening to me if you made it all the way to the end of the video. I know this is a pretty long one and honestly kind of boring because it's literally just me talking and trying to express how frustrated I am with this. If you disagree with anything that I said or you have genuine critiques for me, please leave them down below in the comments because I'm somebody who's very open to changing and I would appreciate anything that you have to say. Again, I hope the more and more people who start speaking out about this, the less likely AI will be used in a situation like this again, but unfortunately I just can't promise anything. I just know that it's not something that I want to be associated with because AI is like legitimately one of the worst things in my life, so get that the hell out of here. I hate it so much. But yeah, that's basically it for this video because the more I talk, the more I'm just going to be reiterating the same things that I've already touched on. If I can think of anything else that I forgot to mention here, I will be sure to either put it in the video description or in the pinned comment, and let's just continue to be a united and creative community. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all whenever I see you.